Hello and welcome to the Audit Campus video on creating an account and assessing our learning management system. So the learning management system is where we're going to be doing all of our online learning. So it's important that you know how to access it and how to enroll yourself into different courses. So this guide is then meant to do two things. One is guiding you on how to create an account on the Audit Campus Learning Management System, as well as guiding you on how to enroll yourself into the orientation and induction course. So the first thing we would want to do is we'd want to realize that this site exists on the internet. So you would need to navigate to it first. So open up your internet browser, and then at the top of the screen, you're going to see there is always on any browser a place where you can type in internet addresses. That's known as the address bar. So I want you to click in that address bar and then type in the following web address: www.auditcampus-online.co.za. And then I want you to press the enter key on your keyboard. This then is going to take you to our website, well, not to our website, but to our online learning management system. So it's better to go always directly to a site rather than searching for the web, because it's then sometimes easier to click on an advertisement or go somewhere else. This screen is then what you will see when you've reached that www.auditcampus-online.co.za screen. This is the login screen. So there are two ways of accessing the platform. The first is if you've reached out to us and you've gotten a quotation and you filled in an enrollment form, and we've sent you a guide on how to log in, and well, also the necessary username and password. So that's way number one. The second way of doing it is where you're going to create your own account and enroll yourself into the appropriate courses. This then is the video that will explain to you how. So if you click on that place where it says here, that is also going to be this video that you're going to see here. So at the bottom of the screen then, you're going to see a gray button that says create new account. So I want you to click on that for me. This then is going to bring you to the new account creation screen, and it is going to list all of the information that we need to capture from you. The ones that are highlighted with a red exclamation mark are the very important fields that if you don't fill in something there, it's not going to allow the account to be created. So what's also then important to know is that the other information that we are asking you for, we're not asking you that information because we want to. It is because at the end of the day, these results are going to end up on what is known as the National Learner Records Database. That is that's where all official courses, all accredited training, the results of that end up on that platform. So if the course that you're doing doesn't end up on that platform, then it wasn't a credit-bearing course. So in order to get there, it's important then that you fill in all of the important information here. So what you'll then just see is you'll see that there's this little expand all button. If you click on it, it is going to expand all of the fields in this form to make sure that you can see all of the elements that you need to make use of. Then what we've got on our next screen is just where you can now start entering the data. So section A is about your personal information. So this is your surname, your first name, your middle name, your initials, your South African ID number, which is of course 13 digits. Make sure that you give us the complete number. Now the type of alternative ID and the alternative ID you only have to worry about if you don't have a 13-digit South African ID. If you do have one, please ignore that section. Then what we also have is we have the section where it asks for your gender, your nationality, your home language, and your citizen residence status code. So that's section A and section B. Section C then is where you will need to indicate for us if you've got any special needs that we need to know about. So if you click on the option, it's going to give you a list of what the appropriate responses are. So for example, myself, as you can see, I'm wearing glasses. So I would be clicking on seeing there, and then I would be choosing option number 2, some difficulty. Section D is important then because that's where you're going to write for us down your contact details. So this then is your telephone, and then, you know, if you're one of the few people who still has a fax, that, but mostly it's probably going to be your cell phone and your email. Then the next one is your physical address and your postal address. So this is then where you are currently residing and how people can currently send you mail. Because remember, we might need to send you certificates or documents like that. So I know it looks a little bit confusing there in section E where it asks for the street postal code, but it's important to realize that all physical addresses also have a particular postal code, which is what that element is up there. So then the street address is the number and the street of where you reside or that similar information. Then it also requires the suburb, but if you don't live in a suburb, then you can leave that blank. Then it asks for the town or the city, the municipality, and if the area type is urban or rural, as well as then the province. Then the postal address. If your postal address is the same as your physical address, please fill it in both times. Now, it only takes you a small amount of time to do, but for us, if we then have to do the uploads and we've got to copy this information for several hundred learners, it can become quite time consuming. So please just make sure that you fill in your postal address there for us. Then the last section that we've got, section G, is where you've got to indicate for us whether you're employed or unemployed. So now just a brief little pause there is in South Africa, your personal information is protected by what is called the Protection of Personal Information Act, the POPI Act. So it's important for you to know that Audit Campus will not make your personal available to any parties other than the ETDP-SETA and its representatives. Now, the ETDP-SETA needs to have access to your information because they're going to upload this information to that National Learner Records database, and that database is then overseen by SAQA. The ETDP-SETA will also use this information to compile various reports, of which the most important is the Sector Skills Plan. Now, you do need to know we are going to be sharing your personal information with one additional group of people, and that's then people who come to us and ask us if we have issued this certificate or this statement of results to you. So that is then something that you need to know that we will be doing, because of course we don't want to, you know, disadvantage you by telling your potential future employees that that we can't provide any information about whether you've completed the course or not. So they can contact us and then we will confirm what your certificate and your statement of results. Okay, so then after you've completed all of this information, you've just got to make sure that you've completed all of those highlighted or all of the red exclamation marks. And then you go down to the bottom and you say, create my new account. Now, in this case, we've seen that there is already a username with that similar username. So each username needs to be unique. So if you get a message like this, please then just choose an alternative username. So in this case, then the person is going to go with their surname instead of their name. Another final note on the username is that it should always be lowercase. So for example, my name is Dirk, but it should be Dirk with a lowercase d instead of a capital D. Okay, so then once you've clicked on that create new account button, you're going to see this screen. This means that your account has been created. Now, the site is then going to send out an email address to the email that you've typed in for us. This is to make sure that you are a real person and that you're not some robot who's going to be making spam or going to be trying to misuse the system in any other way. So open up then your email account and then look for an email from noreply@auditcampus.co.za. And then also you might want to check your spam folder because it could end up there as well. So just once again, we've got those instructions. Look for the email from Audit Campus, check your spam folder, and then click on the link. Now, some email programs stop you from clicking on links in the program. If that is the case, then you just select it, and then you paste it in that address bar that we mentioned in slide number 2. And then you just copy and paste. Once you've then confirmed your email address, you should go back to this login screen. Then you should type in your username or your email at the top there, and then you type in your password, and then you click on the login button. So here's then just an example of how that previous user of ours would have looked. Then when you enter the site, you're going to see the dashboard. So the dashboard is the page that you will see most often because you're going to see this one each and every time you log in. It will also show you how you're progressing through each of your courses, as well as what work is due when. Now, the first time you enter into this, it is going to give you a tour of the dashboard. So you'll see that there's a little blue button where you can click and it will take you to the next screen. And then there's also a button where you can end the tour once you've clicked all of it. Now, the very first time you log in, you'll see that you are not currently enrolled in any courses. If you are enrolled in a course, it would show here in the middle. So our next step would be for you to self-enroll yourself into the orientation course. So you'll be able to enroll yourself in the orientation course by clicking on the link over there on the right with the red block surrounding it. When you click on it, it is going to take you to this screen. Now, this screen is then going to tell you who's the facilitator and the assessor for the program, what the program's name is, and what the purpose of this particular program is. Then you will need to type in this enrollment key, and this enrollment key is Audit 1234. If it tells you that you've got an invalid enrollment key, then it might just be that you're typing it in wrong. So click on the little eye icon to see what it is that you have typed. Then when you click on that Enroll Me button, it is going to take you into the Learner Orientation and Induction course. So when you are in this course, then there is going to be a video for you to watch similar to this one, and that video will take you through this orientation and induction course. So that then is the conclusion of this short little video. Thank you for watching it, and if you've got any questions or issues that arise from this, please do WhatsApp us at our WhatsApp support line 071-473-0842. This is Dirk Reiniker wishing you a safe and productive day. See you again soon.